This breakfast meeting provides an important platform to interact, learn from each other, and most importantly, strengthen our partnership and collaboration in supporting the ministry to better deliver on its mandate. Our work, as you know, is guided by our vision for a peaceful and prosperous Kenya, effectively contributing to the realization of a stable continent and better international understanding. And this vision is not standing alone. It's part of the broader vision in our Vision 2030. The ministry has carried out the phase 1, which had a timeline that's lapsing on at the end of this year. And because the design of the initial project had targeted quite some substantial amount of money through UNDP, and thankfully 200,000 USD was made available. I think we had to split this program into manageable chunks, and what we have effectively been able to pursue is phase 1. Under the phase 1 of this project, commendable progress has been realized. The ministry, as you are told, and I hope that we came with a number of copies, managed to develop a diaspora communication strategy. And this strategy sets the framework of engagement of the Kenyan diaspora. And we'll use this to sensitize our stakeholders on the great potential that exists within our diaspora. As most of you may be aware, we have in excess of 3 million Kenyans out there in the diaspora, and this population is not small. It's almost a tenth of the Kenyan population. And when we have a population like that out there, the desire of the ministry is to ensure that these people are involved both in the economic and social activities that are taking place here. And in the last few months, you have had a lot of discussion around this area that stretches to as far as diaspora voting. But most importantly, we also know the strength that this country has in terms of very well-trained human resource. And we need to get organized in this area so that as we export high-value manufactured goods, we also intend to export in a structured manner our labor. The protocol integrated management system, we all know how important this program is. We know that people in this room and outside this room and the entire diplomatic corps in Nairobi continue wanting to get service through our protocol department, and it's important that we support this flagship program because of the selfish reasons that Nando's mentioned. We want to get very efficient services through the ministry, and obviously, other than the geographical directorates, we know one of the entry points to the ministry is our protocol department. So, as outlined, all the modules that shall be built are answer to the services that most of you will be looking for through our protocol department. The other area that we have been looking at, of of course, through our Foreign Service Institute that we are renaming as Foreign Service Academy, is training and manpower training. We want to empower that institution so that besides the regional training that's doing to diplomats around the country, we also see how we can have a resource center in this institute that forms as the core area which people interested in diplomacy can get information from. We know that in this country since independence, and we are lucky that we have people alive in this country who participated in our early diplomacy. A lot of experience out there. We as a ministry have been trying to incorporate them in the Foreign Service Institute when we carry out training, because they have hands-on experience. They are senior citizens. But how do we package this so that the evolution of Kenyan diplomacy from pre-independence to date can be captured? The Department of Registrar of Treaties that has traditionally been hosted at the Attorney General's office has now moved to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade. But what do we want this registry to look like? We know that we have a lot of records that date back to before 1900 that we need to have accessible to Kenyans. We know in the last 100 years we have signed a lot of agreements, have treaties, we have conventions, we have a lot of information. And it's for this reason that the Registrar of Treaties, the registry has been created. But how do we, because this information is useful to all of us, not just the Kenyan people. It's useful to all the people that we interact with. How do we package this so that this information is easily available to all of you in a useful manner? And I think there's a further project that we feel as a ministry that we've taken the first step, established the office, it's running. With our resources, we'll be able to also continue capturing some of these records, but we need to fast track this so that we can enjoy the benefits early enough.